tight, tense ball game, but somebody said something that tickled him.
Davy Johnson asking to look at the ball or the glove, maybe, of Jay Howell.
And they want the crew chief, Harry Wendelstedt, to come in as well. Joe West is the plate umpire. Now Lasorda wants to know what's going on. And so here's Wendelstedt, the crew chief, and he and West will examine Howell's glove, with Lasorda getting a first-hand look as well.
Well, the other night we were talking about when Alejandro Pena came in, and it did look like to be some foreign substance on the back of his glove. Maybe they're a little bit confused. Or maybe he picked up Pena's glove from the bullpen. I doubt if that happened, though.
Now they're looking at the inside of the glove.
You notice Dempsey had his hand in there, and Joe West kind of slapped it out of the way.
And this comes with a count 3 balls and 2 strikes.
It's like a Norman Rockwell painting.
Yeah.
Of course, you know, as an umpire, you have to, number one, make a decision.
That threw him out of the ballgame.
Yeah, look at this. Can you believe this? But obviously, they've got the evidence, because that's only a very mild protest from Tommy Lasorda.
But also,
look at this. Bart Giamatti, the National League president. Now Wendelstedt is going to take the glove over to Giamatti. And that's Ed Vargo behind Giamatti, who's the supervisor of umpires. Lee Mazzilli comes over for a first-hand look.
well, to be quite honest, Al,
former National League president Chubb Feeney there as well.
Not one pitch did anything that would make you believe that it had a foreign.
Now the runner takes off. It's a check swing. The throw. Got him! They appeal down to first. Double play. It's a strikeout as well. First they got the out at second, and what a big time for Pat Borders to find the range and throwing somebody out. Then they appealed down to first, and Dan Morrison got out the cash register to ring up Jeff Lauser.
Lauser clearly goes around, and the throw by Borders is perfect, and the tag slapped on Hunter by Manuel Lee, who wants the appeal. You said that the delayed call has become in vogue. Well, there was another delayed call in favor of the Blue Jays, and clearly he went around.
And they're warning the Atlanta dugout now. A helmet came flying out. Bobby Cox, I don't think threw the helmet. One of his players did, but Bobby's jawing back at Joe West. Well, somebody's been tossed, and here comes Cox. It was Bobby Cox who threw the helmet out there.
Yep, and I think Joe West, when he looked over there, saw Lonnie Smith standing up, and we don't know yet whether he kicked out Bobby Cox or Lonnie Smith. Why would Joe West be looking at the dugout? Obviously, a helmet was thrown out there, but just allow the bat boy to pick up the helmet and bring it back. Unless profanity was used.
Well, we've seen two things in this inning that are unsavory about the umps. One, the lackadaisical attitude that they occasionally take. We mentioned the very slow strike call when fans throughout the world are hanging on every pitch in the game.
A pinch runner, Dave Roberts, is going to come in for Boston. He can run, picked up from the Dodgers. Miller still waiting for his first pitch. Roberts is going. Posada's throw. Roberts safe.
Roberts had a great jump. It was a good ball for Posada to throw on. Good call. Roberts was 38 for 41 in stolen bases. Nearly perfect.
Up the middle. Roberts will come to the plate. The throw by Williams. Bill Miller has tied it. off the end of the bat. Arroyo. The ball gets loose. It's down the right field line. Jeter coming all the way around. It's a one-run game. And now we're going to have an argument as Francona comes out of the dugout.
He swatted the ball out of Arroyo's head.
If it's in the process of running to first base, that's one thing. If he intentionally swatted it with one hand or one arm or the other.
Now the umpires for the second time tonight are going to get together and see if anyone else saw A-Rod swipe it out of the glove of Arroyo.
I think he's out.
He should be out.
Yeah. Because that is clearly, as Arroyo puts the ball in the glove, the left arm came down. No.
Jeter started the play at first base. And they're going to call him out.
He's out.
They got the call right again, and they're going to bring Jeter all the way back to first base. And this umpire crew, as this fan base for the Yankees is throwing baseballs onto the field, this umpiring crew, this place is dangerous now. They're going to have to call the players off the field. Everybody's going to have to leave the field.
Minkiewicz was blocking Marsh, the first base umpire, from having a clear view. Maybe Joe West had the clearest view, or the right field umpire, Jeff Kellogg, or the second base umpire could have had a view that was better than Joe West. But I think Joe West was the guy who made the call because he had a clearer view, I think.
And to Francona's credit, when he came out to argue, as you look at the play from behind and the view that Marsh had, Francona came out very calmly and asked Joe West to come with him down to Randy Marsh and for the umpires to get together.
As an amateur player, turned pitcher when he was drafted. Marisnick takes off, throw to second. Oh, it hits Joe West. Just drilled him. That keeps Marisnick at second base. Jackie Bradley Jr. was closing hard from center field, but might have saved Boston an extra base here. It'll be a steal for Marisnick. That can't feel good.
Well, that ball had a lot of tail. So watch when Vasquez throws it. It just locks in on Joe West, and he could not move and to get out of the way.
Red Sox fans here are booing. That actually helped him. That throw was going into center field. There was no way. And I'm guessing the angles that they have, they think he was directly in the flight of the ball. Not the case. Altuve, right field, back there. Betts at the track. He leaps, and it is out. It's off a fan. No, they're saying off of Betts. It is in play. They may be calling it interference. I'm trying to get a read on the right field umpire here. Joe West made a couple of calls.
One, it was an amazing leap by Mookie Betts. We're going to see whether it hit in his glove or it hit a fan's hand. That will be the big issue. Mookie with the jump, he had it measured. It looked like he was going to catch it, and he gets stopped from catching it from the hand of the fan. The fan closed his glove, closed Mookie Betts' glove prematurely because it pushed up against the leather.
The call from Joe West, the crew chief, right away stuck his arm up in the air as if to say home run, but then started pointing at his wrist. If a spectator interference clearly prevents a fielder from catching a fly ball, the umpire can declare the batter out. And I think at the end of all of that, on the field, Joe West raised his thumb. I'm trying to make all of this out quickly, but there was a signal to the fan. There was a tap on his wrist. Then there was an out call. As we take a look at this replay review powered by Mitel.
In my opinion, Mookie Betts was going to catch this baseball. As he went up for it, he had it measured, watched the fan's hand close the leather of his glove prematurely. His glove is exactly where the ball is. I don't know if he'd hold on to it, but he was in the proper vicinity.
So the rule states if a spectator reaches out onto the playing field side of a fence to prevent a fielder from catching a ball, batsman should be called out. And out is the call. Wow.